Hey, what's going on, guys? It is awesome to see you again. Today I have another listening lesson for you. It uses a video from Jubilee's series called Middle Ground. I think this video is really interesting and it is phenomenal listening practice. You're going to learn a lot of new phrases and words that you can use to improve your English right away. Let's get started. Before we start, there are a few words that you should know. The first two words are liberal and conservative. These are about someone's political belief. A liberal, that is a person that usually supports a large, strong government that is involved in the lives of its citizens to make sure they all have an equal opportunity in life. A conservative, that is a person that generally supports a small government, lower taxes, and traditional family values. So they're kind of opposite opinions. Generally, in the United States, liberals usually vote for Democrats, and conservatives usually vote for Republicans. And finally, middle ground. So when there's a disagreement, a situation when there are two opposite extreme opinions, the middle ground is the medium middle opinion that is in between the two extremes. So for a description of this video, in this video, 3 liberals and 3 conservatives sit down to have a conversation about their political beliefs. Here's how the conversation will work. They will hear several statements about the government and about society. If they agree with the statement, they will sit down in one of those chairs, and then they will explain why they agree. If they disagree, they stay standing. This will make a lot more sense when you watch the first clip. Let's do that now.
I identify as a liberal because I was raised by a super strong feminist mother, and I believe in equal rights for all human beings.
By definition, I'm a conservative because I voted for Donald Trump.
The liberal policies are more humanistic, inclusive, and less restrictive.
I believe that my conservative values align most with my morals.
All of my conservatives over there and all of my liberals over here. Statement is, I am nervous about what is going to happen today.
I think these topics I think they're really sensitive to a lot of people, and a lot of people feel very strongly, and a lot of feelings get hurt, and we see that in society and stuff like that, so that's why I'm nervous.
I'm nervous because, we were forming relationships, talking, getting to know each other outside, just now is it all gonna change? Let's hope not.
Okay, hopefully you were able to follow some of that. Go back and rewatch some sections if you don't know the answers to these questions. So first, why does this man say he's a conservative? The man says he's a conservative because conservative values are similar to his morals.
I believe that my conservative values align most with my morals.
Next, why does this woman say she's a liberal? The woman says she's a liberal because she was raised by a strong feminist mother and she believes in equality for all people.
I identify as a liberal because I was raised by a super strong feminist mother, and I believe in equal rights for all human beings.
Next question. Why was this man nervous about what will happen today? The man says he's nervous because politics is a very sensitive issue for many people, and people's feelings can get hurt easily.
I think these topics I think they're really sensitive to a lot of people, and a lot of people feel very strongly, and a lot of feelings get hurt, and we see that in like society and stuff like that, so that's why I'm nervous.
Now let's do some listening practice. Listen carefully and write down exactly what the man says here.
By definition, I'm a conservative because I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, let's hear that again.
By definition, I'm a conservative because I voted for Donald Trump.
All right, here's the answer. By definition, I'm a conservative because I voted for Donald Trump.
By definition, I'm a conservative because I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, let's do another one. This one's pretty short and quick, so pay close attention.
Let's hope not.
I'll play that again.
Let's hope not.
Okay, he says, let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
All right, 2 words I thought you might not know. Humanistic, that is an adjective, and it means caring about other people and supporting other people. And inclusive, this means including everyone and thinking about everyone so nobody is alone or left out. Both of these are when the older liberal man is talking.
The liberal policies are more humanistic, inclusive, and less restrictive.
Let's watch the second clip.
I believe that if you don't vote, you shouldn't complain.
I personally think that in my opinion, it's your civic duty to vote.
Yep, exactly.
And I don't see why you can complain if you didn't take the initiative to go out and let your voice be heard.
And that's what it is people should be going out and making their voices heard, and that should be just general, like what we do, because that's what we are supposed to do, as opposed to, oh, somebody else will take care of it, oh, it's not my problem, oh, I don't know.
Disagreeers, come and join us, please.
Most of the people I know that didn't vote kind of non-voted their conscience. And yet, I think that everyone should still have a say and a right to be participating, and I wouldn't want to just silence someone
But then they
because
should be
didn't vote.
participating. That's the issue, is they aren't participating.
Did they not
Who
see any
knows?
value in the local elections at all?
Yeah, there's a lot of things other than, that's one vote
So,
out of probably 40
your
people.
Right.
friends, did they go, look, I saw no value in any local election at all? Zero. Nothing. I don't care about any local election. I
You
don't
guys
get it.
do realize a lot of the people being affected by Trump are people who can't even vote. So if they're complaining, I'm like, go ahead, complain. You've been here since you were 5 months old. You still can't vote. Or you're going to tell those people they don't have a right to complain?
I think those people have a right to complain. However, my beliefs and my thoughts are pointed towards people who have all of the rights and the ability to register to vote or to vote and choose not to.
No, yes, I agree with
they
what
want.
you guys, your premise, that if you can vote, vote. People who cannot vote, they don't have that right.
That's true.
So that's why I disagree.
Okay, first question. Why does this man disagree with the statement? The man disagrees because some people in society can't vote.
People who cannot vote, they don't have that right.
That's true.
So that's why I disagree.
Let's do some more listening. Listen carefully and write down what the man says here.
In my opinion, it's your civic duty to vote.
Yep, exactly.
I'll play that again.
In my opinion, it's your civic duty to vote.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, he says, in my opinion, it's your civic duty to vote.
In my opinion, it's your civic duty to vote.
Yep, exactly.
Let's do another one. Listen and write down what you hear.
Most of the people I know that didn't vote kind of non-voted their conscience.
Okay, I'll play that again.
Most of the people I know that didn't vote kind of non-voted their conscience.
The man says, most of the people I know who didn't vote kinda non-voted their conscience.
Most of the people I know that didn't vote kind of non-voted their conscience.
Okay, a few vocab words. Conscience, this is like your personal morals. your own personal sense of what is right and what is wrong. Civic, that's an adjective, and it's just about being a citizen of a country. So the conservative man said it's your civic duty to vote. It is your job as a citizen to vote. And then silence as a verb, this means to make someone silent, usually their opinion, so nobody hears it. Let's watch the third statement.
I think Donald Trump is doing the best job that he can.
I had to think about that. He wasn't my personal favorite. I don't agree with a lot of the ways he conducted himself in his presidential campaign. But I think if we look at him versus look at him from before he was elected president, he's a very, very different person. We're not in World War III, so if we look at our country, we still have the same freedoms. We can still talk about him. We can still not like him. We can still all these things, and I think that he could be doing the worst job that he's doing right now. Cool. It could be much worse.
I think he's doing the worst job that he could.
My thing is, it's like, when did it be okay for him to be the least common denominator? When was it okay for our president, the leader of this country, to be, oh, well, he was not as bad as he could be?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but on January 20th, I said, you know what, I hope he does the best job. Just like President Obama did, I said, I hope he does, because I have to put my faith in the office of the president, regardless of who holds it. Whoever that is, they deserve my respect.
The only reason I voted for him, or the primary reason, was because Ben Carson came out and supported him. That's how a conservative would behave. He's not going to be swearing. He's not going to go through divorces. He's not going to be on the news saying stupid things. That is what a conservative person would look like to me, not like Donald Trump.
Back we go.
Okay, first question. Does this man think Trump is doing a good job as president? Definitely not. He says he thinks Trump is doing the worst job.
I think he's doing the worst job that he could.
Next, this one's a little harder. During the election, did this man support Donald Trump? Okay, so he did not actually support Donald Trump. He says he didn't vote for Donald Trump, but when Trump became president, he hoped that Trump would do a good job.
I'll be honest, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but on January 20th, I said, you know what, I hope he does the best job.
Let's do some listening. Listen and write down what the woman says here.
Oh, well, he was not as bad as he could be.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play that again.
Oh, well, he was not as bad as he could be.
Yeah.
The answer is, oh, well, he's not as bad as he could be.
Oh, well, he was not as bad as he could be.
Yeah.
Let's do another one. Listen and write down what the man says.
That is what a conservative person would look like to me.
Okay, I'll play that again.
That is what a conservative person would look like to me.
Okay, here's the answer. That is what a conservative person would look like to me.
That is what a conservative person would look like to me.
Two vocab words you might not know. Primary, that means the main or the biggest thing. So the primary reason for something would mean the biggest reason. And then the liberal woman referred to Trump as the least common denominator, which basically means in a group of bad things, he was the least bad thing.
My thing is, it's like, when did it be okay for him to be the least common denominator?
Let's watch the next statement.
I think people of the opposite party are either misinformed or simply do not know better.
I just think that people don't know. You get different experiences, so you're going to learn differently. You're going to see things through different lenses.
I feel like there's misinformation on a lot of the conservative side. You guys have InfoWars. You guys have things that are blatantly saying Sandy Hook was fake, that the hurricanes are to populate climate change, like that we have an agenda, as in like there's another reason for us besides saving humanity to try and do something about what we're causing.
It just comes back to, what do you believe to be true and why? And I think sometimes when I've had interactions with people that disagree, there's so much emotion attached to it, and it's hard.
Hey everyone, that was an interesting conversation. My biggest problem right now is that each party is painted with one broad stroke of everybody falls under 10 things. And I think making sure...
The challenge, at least the reason I didn't come in, because I don't think the other side is misinformed, but I think we're informed differently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Social media allows you to interact with people that are very, very different. If you guys friend me on Facebook, you'll see I'm friends with more people that disagree with me than agree with me. I don't care what you believe. I'm really, really, really interested in like 8 whys. Like, I believe this. Well, why? I believe this. Why? And that's something that only happens when you develop a friendship or a lot of interaction.
Okay, that one might be a little bit confusing because the woman mentions several topics that are kind of unique to American culture. The woman mentioned InfoWars. That is an extreme, very, very conservative news network that has been criticized by a lot of mainstream media. Sandy Hook, that was a tragedy that happened a few years ago where a man brought a gun into a school and shot many students and teachers. It was really, really sad. And then the last topic that she mentioned, she's talking about how some extreme conservatives don't think climate change and don't think that global warming is real. Okay, now let's do some listening practice. Listen and write down what the woman says.
I feel like there's misinformation on a lot of the conservative side.
Okay, I'll play that again.
I feel like there's misinformation on a lot of the conservative side.
Okay, she says, I feel like there's misinformation on a lot of the conservative side.
I feel like there's misinformation on a lot of the conservative side.
Okay, now write down what the man says.
You're going to see things through different lenses.
Okay, I'll play that again.
You're going to see things through different lenses.
He says, you're going to see things through different lenses.
You're going to see things through different lenses.
Let's look at some vocab. So, if people don't know better, it just means that they don't fully understand something, usually because they're too young. Misinformed, this just means given or believing wrong information. And when the conservative man said that people see through different lenses, that just means people have different opinions and perspectives on things.
You're going to see things through different lenses.
And then the adverb blatantly, that means very obviously without feeling shame. So for example, if a man was blatantly drunk in public, it means he's walking around yelling, very obviously drunk, and he doesn't care. He's not embarrassed by that.
So you guys have things that are blatantly saying Sandy Hook was fake.
Let's watch the last clip.
I am proud to be an American.
I had to think about that a little bit. It's like, you might love your child, but not be happy with how they're acting right now. And I see things that upset me and embarrass me about how we are. And yet, our possibilities, the way we respond to people all over the world, or kind of our values, I'm still proud, but not maybe as proud as I used to be.
There's a lot of freedom in what you can say, and I think there's a lot of power in that, because I know a lot of people in other countries if they say anything about their government, like they'll disappear the next day. And I get to not only voice my opinion, but also live it, being able to do whatever you want to do, make who you want out of yourself. I think that's something awesome.
I was surprised by someone's response today.
I thought the idea of how this was going to be, that there would be more polarized, more agreement, and I see it more centrist. I think most people do agree.
They didn't pick Trump voters, that's why.
But I don't think Trump voters represent all conservatives or all Republicans.
No, but they're a big population, though.
But I think today I was pleasantly surprised at everyone, because I think that centrist message, or maybe that I agree with you, but I also hold my beliefs and I respect that. I think that's something that we need. Like, it should be happening more and more, because I think there's so many conversations where I can't believe this crazy person I talked to, they think this. No, we disagree, but that's okay.
I was happy to hear all of us kind of be on the same level, really, as far as social issues. Like, I mean, as far as being people, as opposed to like, this is my side, and this is what I'm right, and blah, you know, and that's much better. I was pleasantly surprised. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to Facebook. I'm going to friend you.
Okay, first question. Why is this man proud to be an American? The man is proud to be an American because there is so much freedom to say and do what you want in America, and he values that freedom.
There's a lot of freedom in what you can say, and I think there's a lot of power in that, because I know a lot of people in other countries, if they say anything about their government, like they'll disappear the next day. And I get to not only voice my opinion, but also live it, being able to do whatever you want to do, make who you want out of yourself. I think that's something awesome.
Next question. Does this man think conversations like this are good? He does. He was pleasantly surprised and thinks conversations like this should happen more often.
Today I was pleasantly surprised at everyone, because I think that centrist message, or maybe that I agree with you, but I also hold my beliefs and I respect that. I think that's something that we need. Like, it should be happening more and more.
Okay, now let's do some listening. Listen and write down what the man says here.
I don't think Trump voters represent all conservatives or all Republicans.
Okay, I'll play that again.
I don't think Trump voters represent all conservatives or all Republicans.
The man says, I don't think Trump voters represent all conservatives or all Republicans.
I don't think Trump voters represent all conservatives or all Republicans.
Next, write down what the other man says.
They're a big population, though.
Okay, I'll play that again.
They're a big population, though.
He says, they're a big population, though.
They're a big population, though.
Okay, last set of vocab. Centrist. This just means towards the center or the middle ground.
I see it more centrist.
If something is polarized, that's kind of the opposite. There are two very different extreme opinions. So if a group of people watch a movie and some of them love it, they think it's the best movie ever, and other people really hate it, their opinions are polarized.
I thought the idea of how this was going to be, that there would be more polarized, more agreement.
All right, excellent job. You made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were able to learn some new phrases and also improve your listening. Keep studying hard. I hope you stay motivated, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Later, guys.